Hello students, welcome to class PM. Now we are discussing separating substances. In this topic we are discussing different methods to separate the different substances. In the previous class we have learned about the sedimentation and the decantation to separate the substances. One between them is water. Now today we will discuss about another method which is called the filtration. For every liquid, for every substance, we don't use the sedimentation and decantation. For example, we will take the tea as an example. So can we separate the tea and the tea leaves by using the sedimentation and the decantation? So what we have to do for this, after making the tea, now what we have to do is we have to keep the tea bowl for separate, for constantly for some time without disturbing it. Now what happens? All the tea leaves will settle at the bottom of the bowl. Now what you do? Now you do the decantation. So if you do the decantation, what happens? Slowly tilt the tea bowl and pour the tea into a cups. Now can you able to separate 100% tea leaves from the tea with this method? If you try to drink this tea, what happens? You will see that along with tea you can find the tea powder also. So for every substance we cannot go with the sedimentation and the decantation. There is another method. If you want to separate tea from the tea leaves, we have to go for the other alternative method which is called the filtration. In this filtration method what we do, we use the strainer. By using strainer, or also we call the tea filter also. By using this tea filter, what we do, we will separate the tea from the tea powder. So you just pour the tea into the cups by using the strainer. What happens? All the tea powder or tea leaves are separated from the tea in the strainer, so that you can separate the tea and the tea leaves by using the method called the filtration. This is the one method we have. We'll go to the next method, that is called evaporation. The next method is evaporation. What is evaporation and where we use this method? For example, we will take one example. So I am taking the salt water. So here in this example we have to separate the salt from the water. How do we separate this? Let's see this example. Take a bowl. In that you take the salt water. Salt water is nothing but in the water you have to mix the salt. We have taken a bowl. And this, you put the salt grains and add some water to it. So this is the salt water we have taken. Salt plus water. Now you want to separate this salt and the water from the bowl. So how do you separate that? So for that we'll do first, we'll start heating it. So when you start heating it, what happens? The entire water is converted into a vapor, so that all the water will be removed in the form of vapor from the salt, and the salt will be left behind the bowl, so that you can separate the salt water. This process of converting water into vapor is called the evaporation. Okay, this is the another phenomena we can observe in the nature, where you can see the evaporation occurs on the oceans or rivers. How that will occur? So there is a small difference is there between this evaporation and the evaporation that occurs in the nature. So that is called, what is the difference between evaporation and the boiling, or both are same? Okay, here in this example what we have done is exactly that is called boiling. In the boiling, what happening? Boiling requires a particular temperature, and every liquid will boil at a particular temperature. That temperature is called the boiling point of that particular liquid. So for example, if you have taken the water here, water will boil at 100 degrees centigrade temperature. For the evaporation, you don't require, it do not occur at a particular temperature. It occurs at any temperature, it's not required a boiling point. So next, another difference, if you see the boiling and the evaporation, in this the bubbles will be formed. Here you don't find the water bubbles, and it takes very less time to process evaporation. For this surface area of the bowl or whatever, this is the major differences between boiling and evaporation. So you can separate the substances a liquid and a solid substances by using the evaporation method. What we are doing, we are converting the liquid into vapor, so that we can separate the liquid, and the solid you will get behind the bowl, so that you can separate the different substances like water and salt.